Jackson Radio Show.
We're talking about truth up in here, baby. And in truth, sometimes you expose these lies, the lies of the left. A comedian, he said this: I love women, but I feel you can't trust some of them. Some of them are liars, you know. Like, I was in the park. I met this girl. She was cute. She had a dog. I went up to her. We started talking. She told me her dog's name. Then I said, does he bite? She said no. And I said, oh yeah? Then how does he eat? Liar. That's kind of the logic of the left in dealing with us. Maxine Waters calls Donald Trump a liar in every speech. He's a liar and he should be impeached. That's what she says. The left tried to present Donald Trump as being a liar. He would refute what they say and they go, liar. He's a liar. And Donald Trump would just say, I remember when I wasn't even thinking about Trump as possible president, and Donald Trump would go, man, you don't get it. They are so disingenuous. It is crazy how much they lie. And I remember thinking, he really looks like a guy that's just saying, where are they getting this stuff? But he never got frustrated to the point of saying, you know what, I'm not going to do this. In fact, he got to the point where he was like, I'm going to make you guys eat it. But they painted him as a liar. Oh, he said this, that's not true. They got truth checkers, fact checkers, all kinds of stuff. Which, by the way, all of those are pretty much liars. But they got them all over the place because they monitor everything Donald Trump says. They can't let him get away with anything. Yeah. There's a saying, to be trusted is a greater compliment than being loved. Zig Ziglar transferred it into like a business thing. He says, if people like you, they'll listen to you. But if they trust you, they'll do business with you. See, Barack Obama was liked, but he wasn't trusted. Americans didn't want to do business with Barack Obama. He might be the guy that they go, oh yeah, I'd love to have him come to my house, have a beer with him. He's cool. He's so cool. I just like him. He's got such a great disposition and personality. Whatever. I don't believe any of that, but if that's what they believe, fine. I don't care. But they didn't trust him. Would you let Barack Obama babysit your kids? Honestly, would you let him run your company? Would you want to invite him to a fight? I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Might have a beer with him. Even the people that like him, ask him, would you bring Barack Obama to a fight? Ask the average brother growing up in the street, would you bring Barack Obama? I think so. Ask the average parent, would you let Obama and his family take care of your kids? I'm talking about especially these white enablers that voted for Barack Obama. Ask them if they let Barack Obama take care of their kids for 6 months, a month, a week, a day. I'd rather let Jeffrey Dahmer take care of my kid. Oh, yeah, that'll get a couple of messages. Oh, man. Who do you trust? Trust truth. That's what we have to get to. Truth. Someone who thinks the world is always cheating him is right. Because he's missing a wonderful feeling of trust in someone or something. Because you know what? We search for truth. You don't look for the lie. I mean, if you're a conspirator and something's going on, you might. But for the most part, you're looking for truth. You want the people around you that you can trust and believe in. Man, don't you? Or is it just me? When I pick my staff, are they the best? Have they? I don't know. Some of them claim to be. But you know what I really care about? I care that they love what we do, that what our mission is. I believe they see that in me. At least I hope so. Trust and believe. I want to play this clip from Stetzer and Van Jones talking about Donald Trump. And when they said the word S-hole so many times. You got that? Yeah, here's that commentary.
It's notable that it leaked out, and we're going to talk about the role of leaks in a moment. But, David, what about the idea that if anchors on this channel or other channels stand up for American values, talk about the Statue of Liberty, et cetera, that comes across to some viewers as if the press is the opposition to President Trump?
Well, and Trump, and you know what, Brian, Trump will play that. I mean, Trump and his people will play that, play that as if he's being attacked. That's the price we pay for doing good, down the middle, honest journalism when we have someone like this in the White House.
I wanted to stop it there just so you could evaluate this. So I could tell you this. That's CNN, Brian Stetzer, and he's with some guy and also soon to be Van Jones. And that guy's talking about CNN giving down the middle journalism. I had to break in just so you can understand what we're dealing with. Now let's play the rest of that clip.
And by the way, usually when you do that, it costs you money. In our case, the people who are doing the best kind of solid, responsible, down-the-middle journalism, the New York Times, the Washington Post, are doing pretty well in terms of digital sales. And I think CNN's ratings are pretty good. So that we're not paying a price. We're doing God's work. We're righteous, and we're not paying a price for it when we have someone like this in the White House. And, Brian, one other thing I want to say, just beyond American values, standing up for American values, I thought CNN and MSNBC especially did a great job of when they told this story about that comment of showing a pattern of racist comments from this president. They put it in context, and they had like Jake Tapper's discussion with him about the judge of Mexican heritage who he said could not rule on his case because he was Mexican-American. And Jake Tapper said, is this not the very definition of racism, just as Van did? And we have that continuum now. So I think some people who the first time he did something like this said, oh, no, he's not a racist. That's just people being something. Now we have several incidents of this, and you see the pattern, and it's very hard, I think, for any reasonable person in this country to deny what he is. And journalism is doing that, yes.
Some critics say 2 years ago this pattern was already obvious. Why did the press take so long to pay close attention to it? On the other side, you have a lot of people defending him, saying just calling him racist is an exaggeration, an overreaction. Van, what about the language here? Look, I've got an 8-month-old daughter at home now. I think about what she's hearing when the television's on. Did we excessively use the actual curse word in the coverage?
I was very reluctant to use the term at first. Because, again, you do have that hesitation, and it has very little to do with, journalistic standards. It just has to do with being a decent person and not wanting to use offense. Yeah, decency. Right. Just don't want to use language that might offend somebody who's, just turned on and watching. They might be shocked. But at the same time, it's shocking that these words are being used in the White House about whole countries and whole continents. That's much more shocking than some pundit, repeating it. And so I do think it's important that we not sanitize it too much. We have the opportunity to do so on cable TV to really tell it like it is. And, I think we did the right thing.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. The implication in that clip was that CNN stands up for American values, and they catch a lot of grief for it. So the president who says, make America great again, America first, is trying to tear down American values? And I love how the first guy says, normally when you stand up for yourself, it costs you money. But this has been the best solid, responsible journalism out there, and they're doing quite well digitally. Washington Post is backed by a guy worth $78 billion, Jeff Bezos, who said, I don't care if you lose money. Just go operate. If they lose $100 million a year, Jeff Bezos is like, just do your thing. Because he's trying to bring down Donald Trump. New York Times, none of these guys are anywhere close to their profitability has been in the past. Nowhere close. And in fact, the only thing that makes them profitable is Donald Trump not shutting them down. I don't mean by executive order or, some presidential decree. I'm talking about by saying, you know what? I'm only going to talk to Fox. You're only going to get my information. Fox will have all my information in advance. He would shut them down. There would be nothing for those other networks to do except to wait on Fox. Or if he said, I'm only going to give, my tweets initially to the Black Sphere team, Kevin Jackson, I would be the biggest media source in modern time right now, instantaneously. Wouldn't even need promotion. If Donald Trump wants to get after the media, and he does, he's got clever ways to do it. I don't know why he's not doing as much of it. It could violate something for all I know. But I'm telling you right now, he's a one-man wrecking machine of the media. But I love how he then goes on to talk about, I love how they identified the pattern of racism. Like when he said of that Mexican judge, that judge may not be fair. Really? See, this is the nonsense of the left. Donald Trump's already got the Latino population mad, and he says, look, I don't know if this guy's going to be fair. If he's a leftist appointed judge, and he's one of these guys like A.G. Becerra out of California, you never know. They don't follow rule of law. They follow emotion. They follow what's most popular. They're hanging judges, frontier justice. They don't care about the real rule of law. That's racist, though. Anybody would have thought it. Only Trump has the guts to say it. And I could go on.
Kevin Jackson on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.